Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Melinda J and I'm back with another self-care checkup. Now, as you are viewing this video right now, Venus will be out of retrograde. So by the time you see this, it will be out of retrograde, and of course, everything will just settle out as it should. So let's get on to this reading. So the overall energy for this particular reading is dance to the rhythm of life. And it says, today I find the joy in my heart. I lighten my life by releasing what I no longer need. I align myself with who I am and gently acknowledge who I am not. I am grateful for what I possess, and I am at peace with what I do not. I appreciate and accept my life as it is. I live accordingly to the will of God. In this way, I dance with life and see the magic of love bloom. And then for the other card that jumped out, as far as like the overall energy, is I connect with heaven. And it states, today I turn inwards and connect with heaven within. From this place of peace, I can see that a situation I have resented is actually an ideal opportunity to work on my inner self. I understand such experiences are necessary for my growth. Thus, I accept such situations, and now I live each day in serenity. Okay, so that is the overall energy that came about when from my Messages of Life deck. And yes, this is a new deck, of course, that I just received, and I'm already loving the vibes and energies coming from that deck as of now. So yes, let's go a little bit deeper. So the current state of mind, I asked Spirit, what is the current state of mind of the collective? And the current state of the mind, where is your head at? Where is the collective's head at? Is the Seven of Cups. Okay. So as you can see here, displayed on this picture, we're going to dissect it. And Seven of Cups is all about options. And the description at the bottom, it says, make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. There's too many options, as you can see on the picture. And if you're experiencing some addictions, be sure to cut back on it, because that is preventing you from doing whatever your heart's desires. It's blocking that energy for where you need to connect with spirit, connect with heaven. Okay, so you can be able to dance to the rhythm of life, dance to the beat of your drum. So with that being said, as you can see on this picture, it has 7 cups, right? Cups, the Suite of Cups is of course water energy, and water is associated with the emotions. So of course you have these 7 options, and they're color coordinated according to the chakra. So you have the red chakra that could represent wealth, because you're grounding yourself. You have the orange chakra, the orange circle that represents the orange chakra, and that could stand for passion of whatever your heart desires. You have the yellow, which in the yellow chakra, that's like your inner power, your willpower, your self-determination, self-confidence, self-esteem. And then you have your green, which is dealing with unconditional love, the heart chakra. And then you have your blue chakra that's affiliated with your throat chakra, that could be coordinated with the wisdom that you speak amongst others, to relay the message or communicate the message to others to grasp. Then you have this indigo color that represents the third eye chakra, which entitled to your intuition, the fantasies, and so forth. And then, of course, last you have the purple chakra, which is dealing with the crown chakra, and that could be victory towards mastering the seven chakras, or just mastering life in itself. Okay, so yes, overall you have options. The possibilities are endless, but choose wisely. Okay, and then the G that's at the bottom of the card, that's for Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is the all-around angelic life coach of the archangels, and he scopes talent for the creative people. So yes, you have choices. Everyone has choices. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so next I ask Spirit, what is the self-care strategy to try for the collective? I'm just going to scoot this card over here. Usually I would do it in a pyramid form, but I'm going to do it straight across, okay? Self-care strategy to try out for the collective. I ask Spirit, how could the collective interpret self-care through the lens of the card that presents itself? The release card is the second card that came out. See, these came out. I didn't stack my cards up wrong. Excuse me, y'all. But release is the second card that came for the collective, as far as the self-care strategy that you all should try out, including myself, because I am part of the collective. And it states at the bottom, endings that lead to new beginnings. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. And of course, the spiritual transformation. So a little bit deeper into this card. This release card is considered the death card in tarot. And with death card, it doesn't always have to literally mean death. It can also mean a rebirth of something. Hence, all the white color scheme that's going on within this picture. You have the white flowers, the white roses to be exact, for purity, purification, rebirth. Then you have the Scorpio sign here, because that's the sign that correlates with the release/death card. And then you have the two towers in the background that could stand for like a partnership or a solid foundation between two people. And also you have the Archangel Azrael, which deals with manifesting abundance and prosperity or fulfillment of your marital needs. So, of course, it's release. That's the self-care strategy for the collective, is to release, because you are embarking on a spiritual transformation if you haven't done so already. And then, of course, you have the moon in the background. This is like a new moon here, and a new moon consists of new beginnings, setting your intentions to manifest whatever your heart desires. So with that being said, the release card is the self-care strategy for you all. Okay, now the next card is what might be stopping you. So the card that came out is the ego card. Of course, there is a lot of egos going on, especially nowadays when it comes to technology. Everybody feels that their opinions matter, and it's set in stones. There's hardly any critiques that people can tolerate at this point of matter. However, of course, it could be the one thing that is stopping you if you're not able to release the ego. Okay, so within this card, it says at the bottom, the illusion of being trapped. Accepting responsibility for your situation, and then make choices that support your path to happiness. And of course, if there's any addictions or unhealthy habits, just try to you don't have to go cold turkey with it, but you can also just take it one step at a time. That way it won't, your body or whatever sense, your body, your mind, or your spirit won't be shocked because of you just quitting all of a sudden. All right. So within the picture, it's the Capricorn sign. So the ego is associated with the Devil card in tarot, and it's more of embracing your inner rebel if you look on the bright side of things. But it can also stand for like addictions and unhealthy habits as the negative side portion. The Capricorn sign is dealing with responsibility, authoritative action, and also it could deal with father figures as well, workspace, the establishment, either or. And of course, you can see this blindfolded lady. This lady here, she's blindfolded, and this blindfold, it's like a little, let me move up a little bit. It's in the color of like a fuchsia pink. So it can also stand for rose colored glasses that you're not being able to see the bigger picture or see things for what it is. So be sure to release whatever situation that is holding you back, because that correlates with the ego. And of course, you see that she was chained to this one column here. And this one particular column, it could be stand for the number 1 in numerology, which entitles individuality, new beginnings. So of course, you have over here at the corner, you have Archangel Michael, which is the MI down here at the bottom, and he is here to rescue her from being entrapped and in shackles, from being trapped and having illusions, hence the blindfold that's blinded her for her not seeing things for what it is. And then of course I did dissect this card a little bit more, and it does have 4 pillars, there's 4 columns at the bottom. So 4 represents establishment, structure, foundation, all sorts of those things. So of course, that is one big thing that could be stopping you on anything, and that is the ego. The song that came up in my mind was Beyonce, "You Got a Big Ego." Okay, so get rid of that ego quickly so you can be able to embark on these new choices that's coming for you. All right. So next is how can you address what is stopping you? Okay. How can we address, and what are we going to do about removing those blockages that is stopping you from having all these possibilities and choices that's right in front of you? Okay. And now the 10 of Pentacles. Now the 10 of Pentacles came about. Okay. So, which it probably could have worked either way. If it was, if both of them was switched about. But of course, we gotta go through the protocol, of how the cards came out. All right. So the 10 of Pentacles here, you can address it by establishing financial security for yourself and your family, inheritance or retirement, peace and contentment in life, honoring family traditions, pride in the family tree, and passing on the knowledge. Okay, so all right, so let's dive a little bit deeper in this card. So you have this one column here, this one column that represents the number 1 for me, because it's one column, and the number 1 in numerology represents new beginnings, individuality, structure. Okay, and then you have 10 pentacles, 10 coins engraved within this column. So that could represent, of course, abundance, inheritance, generational wealth. You see, it's all in one column. So of course, each coin is going to accumulate over time. All it starts is just one person to start that journey. So you have these two individuals, a father and maybe possibly a son-in-law, talking in the background, probably speaking about what could possibly happen as far as like establishing that general wealth, because you have the mother here. Of course, you have the matriarchal figure here, the grandmother, but you also have the mother here. She's pregnant. So of course it's all about building that foundation and that generational wealth, so the kids can be able, the kids and future generations can reap those benefits. Okay, so yes, with that being said, that is how we can address those blockages once the ego has been released. Okay. All right. On to the next card. So the benefits of addressing those blockages and doing something about it is the Knight of Cups came out. All right. So we have another emotional ties to this particular message, and within this card it states romantic is dealing with this particular night. It could be you, or it could be the person that you have in mind, but of course this is self-care, so we're talking about you in specific. Okay, so romantic, flirtatious, introspective, fickle, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair is on the horizon, a lack of balance in the relationship, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. So let's dissect this card. So overall, the water, the cups, is associated with emotions. So this is dealing with your emotions. The benefits of addressing the ego and releasing it is tied to your emotions. You see the waterfall rushing down. How are you the one being healed, or are you doing the healing yourself? All right. It can also represent emotional intervention, reflecting on releasing things that no longer serve you, releasing that ego as well. The white horse, you see the white horse, the white signifies purity, purification. Horse is very known to be noble. Okay. This knight here is offering cups. He's the type of person or you could be the type of person that people come to you lean the shoulder for them to cry on. All right. And then also, of course, I said the waterfall is rushing downhill. That could represent the emotions that you are being overwhelmed because you're being in retrospective. You're reflecting on the situation and you're coming into terms of releasing what no longer serves your purpose. So overall, this card is telling you, enjoy the experience, but don't lose yourself in the process. Don't lose yourself in the process, because you see with this card here, you see how she's blindfolded? That's what we're trying to unravel. We're trying to get that blindfold from your eyes, because your eyes, yet alone your third eye, because it's blocking whatever messages that's trying to come to you, and you're just refusing to let that go. So that's why the release card is here. I cannot stress this card enough, because it's important, especially when you want better for yourself. Okay, so lastly, I asked Spirit, how can the collective thrive once everything has been addressed? Okay, and so when I asked this question, 2 cards came out, and I was about to put one back and just take over the other one, but I feel like I need to keep both of them. So, and the 6th card, when it comes to the self-care reading, is considered the inspiration card. So due to the fact that there's 2 cards that came out, it's is pretty significant because we got a major arcana and then we have another emotional card with it. So yes, dealing with this Venus retrograde, it of course, and with the Mercury retrograde as well. There's a lot of communication, miscommunication, or just no communication at all with people. And the Venus retrograde is kind of playing to effect as that heavily at this time around, because Venus is associated with love, beauty, and art and all that aspect. So yes, indeed, it was important for me to have these two cards out. So the first one is the Four of Cups. All right. And it's giving yes, it's the Four of Cups, excuse me. So on the bottom of the picture, it says failing to recognize a magical opportunity and missing the point. Distractions of daily life, discontentment or boredom, lost in your own world, making or wake up. So this is the wake up call. When it comes to self-care, it is considered the wake up call for me, because you have this archangel here that is offering a cup to you. So the archangel is considered divine because they are here to guide us along our journey. And then however, you're too busy looking at the three cups that are empty, but the archangel has a cup for you that is filled, but you're too busy looking at the three cups at the bottom. And then you have this fruitful tree behind you, and then of course you have apples on. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 apples on the bottom. So 7 in numerology represents spirituality. Okay, so even though you're looking at these 3 empty cups right here, you're not looking at you're not recognizing the magical opportunity that's behind you, and you're missing the point and you're being distracted. So this is like stagnation right here, but the archangel is asking you to wake up and look at the bright side of the situation. So that is one part of your inspiration here. And then lastly, the second card that pulled out for your inspiration. Now, this is your overall inspiration. This is right here. This card right here is just a little detailed of your inspiration. This is giving you clarification. All right. Or vice versa. This is giving you clarification of what the inspiration card is really telling you. All right. So the clarifying inspiration portion is the Star card. So you have the Aquarius symbol here. And Aquarius energy is dealing with social, as well as they're logical thinkers as well. And it's an air sign. So let's see, Gemini, they're a mutable sign. So Aquarius, they're a fixed signs. So you see how she's fixated and she's manifesting something on the horizon. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this card. So it says, have faith in the future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to a challenging time and the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. So what this card asking you is to have faith. This is my faith card here. When it comes to the self-care portion of reading, is have faith in your journey, trust in the process. So the Roman numeral is the number 7 for the star. 1 + 7 is 8. So infinity, success, and power. So she's manifesting power. You see how she has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. She's having there's 5 stars. So 5 is dealing with creativity, the creativity portion, and also changes as well. So she's making moves. So in this picture, she is pouring all her. She's showing faith, because this is Archangel Jophiel. She shows faith pouring from the urns without even concern. As you can see, she's not even concerned of how much water she is pouring out. Making a wish over her shoulder. So this is the wish. This halo portion is the wish over her shoulder. She's making a wish. She's manifesting. So of course, continue to have faith, manifest. And then you have this blue jay here, which is considered a messenger bird. And then you have the star, one star, a new beginning, because there's only one star. So yes, continue to have faith and trust the process, because once you continue to believe in yourself, trust in the process. Of course, continue to work on your craft, on whatever project that you're doing, in besides a regular job that you have, or you just going full out in your project. Of course, it takes time. It takes time. It takes having faith. It takes in believing yourself, because if you can't believe in yourself, how else somebody else is supposed to believe in yourself? Believe in you. So with that being said, continue to have faith, you guys. To have faith. So in closing, I have an affirmation for you. I have inspiration and reflection. And then of course I have self-care cards to, be able to go in a little bit deeper to clarify. So the affirmation is, our bodies are gardens to which our wills are gardeners. And that is by William Shakespeare. And it says, do something to thank your body for its hard work and its miraculous ability to move, feel, and communicate. And so I clarified this card, and the intentions card came out. This is coming from my self-care deck. So this is one portion of the self-care deck, and this is the other portion of the self-care deck. And at the back it says, what if the only resolution you made was to love yourself more? Okay, so set your intentions and do something to thank yourself, thank your body in the long run. All right, so the inspiration. The inspiration card says, the universe wove you from a constellation just so every atom, every fiber in you comes from a different star. And that is by Nikita Gill. And it says, reconnect with the creative influences you have been drawn to throughout your life and how they have affected the person you have become. And to clarify this from the self-care card, the other self-care card deck is risk. And it says, take a chance. Every risk is a success when you're committed to learning and growth. Okay, take those risks, set those intentions so you can be able to take a risk. And then lastly, reflection. Reflection, it says, solitude is where I place my chaos to rest and awaken my inner peace. And that is by Nikki Rowe. In one hand, you hold your wildness, and in the other hand, your quietness. Draw from each hand as needed. Okay? And to clarify, this is the passion card. This fiery energy. And it says, light up your life by honoring your deep desires, your deepest desires. Okay, so that concludes, I hope this concludes the reading, and I hope you all enjoyed this reading. I feel like as I was pulling these cards for y'all, and of course myself, because I am part of the collective, I feel like this is very good for you all to reflect and embark and of course put into your daily lives. And be sure to like the video if this resonates with you. If not, then comment down below on why it didn't. And I promise you there'll be more readings to come. With that being said, please sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn those post notifications on so you'll be notified on the next time I upload a video. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video. And be sure to love thyself, know thyself, soothe thyself, so you can be able to heal thyself. Bye.